Students, good morning. Really, I am so happy to see you once again through this CETEL YouTube channel. Today's class is Eddy Diffusion. We are entering into a new segment in mass transfer. So far, we have been discussed about the molecular diffusion. Molecular diffusion. Molecular diffusion is characterized by movement of an individual molecule through substance on its molecular scale due to their thermal energy. They have already discussed a lot. Moreover, we discussed about the flux. What is meant by flux? And we derived the expression for flux in molecular diffusion, that to steady state molecular diffusion of component A in fluids at rest and in laminar flow. And we derived the expression for flux in diffusion of A through non-diffusing B under steady state condition, as well as equal molar counter diffusion of component A and B. So we derived the expression for all the cases in molecular diffusion. Today I am going to discuss about the eddy diffusion. What is meant by eddy diffusion and what is the principle behind in eddy diffusion and how far eddy diffusion is superior than molecular diffusion. Before entering into this discussion, I want to emphasize one important experimental findings done by three iconic personalities. One is Professor Wood, and second one is Whitemore, and one more legend is called Badger. These three are the iconic personalities in chemical engineering. They performed one simple experiment in the year 1922. Near about 103 years ago, they performed one experiment. The experiment is very simple. They are considering a simple tank. Its diameter is 1.5 meter. Its diameter is 1.5 meter. Just visualize a tank with a diameter of 1.5 meter. In this tank, they were placed brine solution. That means sodium chloride to a depth of 0.75 meter. To a depth of 0.75 meter. Clear? Again, a pure water is placed over the brine solution without any disturbance, at any cost and in any way. This is pure water to a depth of 0.75 meter. What I am trying to say is height and diameter of both brine solution as well as liquid water are same. Hence, volume of both brine solution as well as liquid water are same. The contents of the tank are left undisturbed. What will happen? The salt present in the brine solution will permeate into the pure water. Will diffuse into the pure water. Once the diffusion process is completed, what will happen? The solution concentration will be one half of the initial brine solution. At the end of the molecular diffusion, what will happen? The entire tank has the salt concentration of 50%. Am I right? Right. The amazing information is quite interesting. That means after 10 years, after exactly 10 years, the solution concentration was tested at the top surface of the solution in the tank. At the top surface of the solution in the tank, the solution concentration was tested after 10 years. The solution concentration is 87.5% exactly. How miracle this was. And it was estimated that to achieve 99% of solution concentration, it took 28 years. It needs 28 years to achieve the uniform concentration everywhere in the tank. Clear? Such a slow process, molecular diffusion is such a slow process. Again, the same configuration, one more tank is taken for consideration, same diameter, that means 1.5 meter diameter, and 50%, that means 0.75 meter depth. 0.75 meter depth, brine solution was taken. Similarly, again, 0.75 meter water, pure water is taken. In this, a simple provision is made, that means a simple pedal agitator. A simple pedal agitator was provided. It is arranged to rotate at an RPM of 22 revolutions per minute. The information is at the 60th second. At the 60th second, the solution concentration is uniform everywhere in the tank. Solution concentration is uniform everywhere in the tank. See, molecular diffusion, it took 28 years to achieve 99% of the concentration. Uniformity, it took 28 years. While coming to the simple pedal arrangement, simple pedal agitation. What is happening? What was happening in the 60 seconds duration? What was happening in the 60 seconds duration? 60 seconds duration. Point number 1. Point number 1. This mechanical agitation causes to produce rapid movement of fluids. First point, this mechanical agitation causes to produce rapid movement of fluids. Point number 1. Point number 2. This rapid movement of fluids creates relatively large masses of fluids. Relatively large masses of fluids, what you called eddies. Clear? Point number 2. Point number 3. Eddies are the characteristic nature of turbulent motion. Characteristic nature of turbulent motion. Clear? Within each eddies, there will be a presence of solute. Each eddies carry salt. Point number 4. Each eddies carry salts within them. Clear? Point number 1. During this 60 seconds, what was happened means, first point, mechanical agitation causes to produce rapid movement of fluids. This rapid movement of fluids creates relatively large masses of fluids, what you call the chunks or eddies. Next point, eddies are the characteristic nature of turbulent motion. Each eddies carry salt within them. This method of mass transfer is called as eddy diffusion. This method of mass transfer is called eddy diffusion. eddy diffusion. Point number 5. Important point is, of course, the movement or diffusion of salts in eddies, whether it may be a tiny or big, the uniformity is achieved only by means of molecular diffusion. The last point is important. Within each eddies, the movement of solute or diffusion of solute, irrespective of its size, the eddies, either it may be a tiny or it may be big, the uniformity is achieved only by means of molecular diffusion. Clear? Eddy diffusion is nothing but, first point, molecular diffusion is nothing but movement of mass or mass transfer. Molecular diffusion is the mechanism of mass transfer in fluids at rest or in laminar flow. Just listen. Molecular diffusion is the mechanism of mass transfer in fluids at rest or in laminar flow. Turbulent diffusion or eddy diffusion is the mechanism of mass transfer in fluids under fully developed turbulent condition. Clear? This is the simple information regarding eddy diffusion. Eddy diffusion is nothing but turbulent diffusion. Turbulent diffusion is the mechanism of mass transfer in fluids under fully developed condition. It is much faster than that of molecular diffusion. Clear? This is the entering step into the new segment of mass transfer. Thank you.